Hey folks, want to talk about a conspiracy theory in The Legend of Zelda? You know, something a bit spicier than your regular facts and lore based theory and go into some deep AF conspiracy territory? Well, the other day I saw a comment detailing a Zelda conspiracy theory in my, well, funny enough, comment section from the user Mick. Cheers, Mick. And my god, is this one heck of a conspiracy theory, and it's all about a certain character from the fan favourite game from 1998, The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, Navi, and why our fun-loving fairy companion is actually evil. If there is one thing you do before watching one of my videos, and I beg that you do it for this video, please folks, be sure to go and grab yourself a snack or drink and send them in to get featured right here. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already, it really helps the channel out. And let's get into this one. This wild conspiracy theory begins with our first meeting with Navi. Link, the child not from Kokiri Forest, but raised there following being left by his mother fleeing warfare, grew up without a fairy companion, something every other child here did. They all get one, but Link didn't until one fateful day where an outsider fairy summoned by the Great Deku Tree was paired with the soon-to-be hero. Navi is known as the fairy without a child, likely meaning that Navi herself is an outsider. This whole assignment happened because the Great Deku Tree, guardian spirit of the forest, could sense the dangers coming to Hyrule. He asked Navi to find Link and bring him to him, which happens to kick off the adventure. Navi is Link's companion for the entirety of the game, primarily acting as a source of useful information, but also as a bit of a guide. And this is where our first suspicion comes from, that Navi could be evil. Navi knows a little too much. Every enemy we encounter, every dungeon we traverse, Navi knows the ins and outs. Maybe not literally, but she is very knowledgeable on a lot of this. How would Navi, a fairy of the forest, know so much regarding outside of the forest? Never mind the fact some of this stuff is connected to Ganondorf and his takeover. Navi can explain to Link how to beat enemies via their weaknesses, as well as some of their strategies. When it comes to dungeons, Navi is more than full of facts regarding the location and even their bosses. Little sus, don't you think? Well, let's keep going. Well, actually, let's go all the way towards the ending stages of the game, and I'll meet you there. Shortly before venturing to Ganondorf's mighty castle 7 years in the future, we encounter Sheik in the Temple of Time, who is quickly revealed to actually be Princess Zelda, in disguise. Keywords, in disguise. Just mere moments after Zelda reveals herself to Link and Navi, Ganondorf is onto her and swiftly acts and captures her, bringing the princess straight to his castle. But how on earth did Ganondorf know that quickly? Well, the belief is that it was to do with the powers of the Triforce and instantly sensing Princess Zelda's Triforce of Wisdom, but let's be real here. I know that's kinda hard to say in terms of Zelda, but let's be real here. She had that within her the entire time. How does simply wearing the Sheik outfit mask that? I guess you could argue that this could be some unknown mysterious Sheikah technology or magic going on here, but I'm not completely sold on that. As far as we're showing, it's basically an outfit and that Zelda is combat trained or trained in some sort of Sheikah ways, but it's still Zelda underneath that. Rather, I like where this conspiracy theory takes it and points the finger to Navi, our sus little friend. So, how on earth did Ganondorf know? Well, this theory suggests that Navi actually informed Ganondorf, likely through some sort of fairy magic or, I don't know, Navi GPS. I mean, Navi is short for navigation, and in a way, they can use a GPS. Anyway, somehow, Navi was able to inform her true master and reveal Princess Zelda's location. That's right, Navi works for Ganondorf. All of the knowledge on evils across Hyrule, the detailed descriptions of the dark dungeons and their bosses, and even how to beat them, the capture of Princess Zelda. It could all add up. She's leading Link to Ganondorf, making sure he gets there. But it doesn't stop there. In the final battle of the game against Ganon, following the collapse of Ganondorf's castle, Navi says the line, "This time, we fight together," but then proceeds to play no actual role in the battle other than keeping the boss in view. How is that any different from the rest of this adventure and previous boss battles? It's not. Not long before this, right before the fight against Ganondorf, Navi is supposedly locked out of helping Link due to the dark powers of Ganondorf. Yeah. Right before the whole "this time we fight together," Navi actually apologises for not being able to help just moments ago, and commits to fighting together this time, and like I said, then proceeds to do nothing extra or more helpful than across the entire game. Navi basically makes sure that Link makes it to Ganondorf. I mean, Link does possess the Triforce of Courage, and on his own, he might have been beat by one of these bosses, dungeons, or many dangers across the land. Navi's helping Ganondorf make sure Link gets to him, all whilst getting Princess Zelda exposed as well. She backs off during the battle with Ganondorf, as her work is done at this point. She helped Ganondorf get hold of Princess Zelda already, and at this point now has Link in combat for Ganondorf. Of course she wouldn't help the hero, she made sure that Link would make it to Ganondorf. That's why she helps him throughout the quest, but also why she knows so much. If you took any other fairy from one of the actual Kokiri children in the forest, I guarantee you they wouldn't have the encyclopedia of knowledge that Navi does regarding these enemies, dungeons, and bosses. Navi is evil. Oh, and this could even explain the ending of the game where Navi just flies away without a single word to Link. They part ways after Link is sent back in time, and this very well could be because Navi failed Ganondorf. She knows that her master's fate is now going to be in the hands of the royal family. The sequel to this story, Majora's Mask, even begins with Link seeking for his former companion Navi, but without finding her. If Navi were truly on the hero's side, why would she leave after this adventure? Sure, you can call it destiny, and I'd accept that with any other companion like Fi or Midna, but fairies stay with Kokiri children, so why can't Navi just stay with Link? I mean, he was practically raised as one. He was raised as one. Because she is evil, and was only there to make sure that Link got to her master, Ganondorf. Okay, that is my amplified presentation on the comments, obviously with adding in some of my own points here and there and generally expanding upon what was said, building upon the original idea. It's a pretty convincing theory in my opinion. However, it does beg some questions that must be asked. The big one for me would be, how does an evil fairy get in contact with the Great Deku Tree in the first place? It's totally possible that Navi is evil and works for Ganondorf, but if that's true, how did Navi get here? Well, one idea that could work is that Navi was previously pure and not evil from the beginning, then for unknown reasons got banished and obviously did something evil and teamed up with Ganondorf, only to then play a card from Ganondorf's book and pledge false allegiance to the Great Deku Tree and convince the Mighty Guardian that Navi was once again pure, but in reality was on a big infiltration mission. That idea could be slightly changed in a few different ways. Maybe Navi was evil from the get-go and just infiltrated the Lost Woods and the Kokiri Forest and convinced the Great Deku Tree that she was pure. Who knows? It's probably the biggest hole in this entire theory, and it's not really possible to fill it. Other small questions that could be asked are along the lines of, sure, but can you really prove this isn't all in good spirits and just highly coincidental? And the answer would be, no, we can't prove that either. It is at the end of the day a conspiracy theory, in my eyes anyway. That's how I interpreted all of this. Oh, and one additional point to the video, if Navi is evil, that could explain why she's arguably one of the most annoying companions in the series. Now I hear the Navi lover comments saying, but she's a fairy, Navi is perfect.
Hey, listen!
What's that?
Watch out!
Oh, couldn't hear ya. Annoying, right? There is also the absolute most important question of the video, the make or break of this wild conspiracy theory. What do you think? You lovely viewers have a comment section down below and I'd love to hear your thoughts on this wild conspiracy theory. Is Navi evil or is this all ridiculous? I think there is some validity and potential to it, but let me know your thoughts down below. Follow me on my socials and join the Discord server to keep up to date. Be sure to drop a wee like down below if you enjoyed and maybe even consider subscribing to the channel to make my day. I'd really appreciate it. And as always, a huge massive shout out goes out to all of my channel supporters for providing additional support to my work here on YouTube. If you'd like to join them in also supporting the channel and get your name at the end of every video, then consider supporting via the links below. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you have an awesome day or night, and until the next time, I've been Hyrule Gamer.